And that's that guy. So Steveville turns out to be in the heart of Alberta, kind of a deserty, aridy, rattlesnakey area. And as long as we don't set up our tent on a rattlesnake hibernaculum, we should be okay for the night. It is getting to that hibernation stage, though, so they shouldn't be too active. And this is the ghost town of Steveville. Sweet. My purpose in life is to buy this town. It seems to be all fenced off like private land. And there's a cattle farmer there. So, and my favorite signs to see is those no trespassing signs. So the sun is fading quick. We're going to get this tent set up and then we'll do some exploring tomorrow because it was about a 4-hour drive to get from where I live. So, for fuck's sake. It was a bit of a drive today. We'll do some exploring tomorrow. And, oh man, cows all over the place. Yeah, we'll get the tent up. So yeah, I was expecting some more buildings in Steveville. It looks like somebody just bought the whole town and it's their property now. But there is a campground here. The map was correct. And not just that, but it's like the creepiest campground I've ever seen in my life. Completely abandoned, open at the end of October, and free. So this is awesome. Gonna get the tent set up, and it's gonna be real cold tonight, like minus 15. So I have to definitely get hunkered down tonight. Yep, we're just going to explore around the campground a little bit before the sun goes down. And I thought it was completely empty, but somebody's just pulled up with their pup. So I got to look in this little camp shack here and see what is happening in Steveville. Holy moly. It's kind of neat. Okay, our heater is not working. It needs some maintenance. So we're going to book it into the closest town called Brooks. And we're going to pick up a new heater there because this is just going to be pretty unbearable overnight without any source of heat. And I have the wood stove, but I don't want to use that because we have to keep waking up every couple hours to throw wood in it. So booking it into town before they close at 9 o'clock. I'm going to grab a new heater, get back to the campsite. All right. We picked this thing up. Beautiful wife is with me on this trip. We have our nice hunkered down bed here, all set up. Just a couple of cots with foamies and a bunch of blankets on it. This thing is great because it's about minus a dozen outside right now, Celsius. And my old heater, this one died on me. I have to do some maintenance on it to get it working. This was about half of the strength of this much more powerful one. So from the feeling, it feels just about right because I can see the frost here building up already. So for those who don't know, we've got the carbon monoxide alarm ready to go off if there's any issues. And we got our light going with the Jack portable power pack. It's just your standard portable power pack, but yeah, it is outlandishly cozy in here. And we're gonna head out to start a fire and do a little tour around the campground in the dark on this spooky Halloween. I might even throw on a costume. Oh, it is very cold out here. So, I'm going to start a quick fire. There's a little bit of wood here from these cottonwood trees in the park, but I got a little bit of actual split firewood. So we'll get this started, then light up our pumpkins, finally enjoy a step 2, and we'll be camping pretty good tonight. Finally, a step 2, which is normally earlier on in the progress of the evening, but this is a certainly spooky campground. Out here, beautiful wife has came along with me. She prefers to remain off camera because YouTube is not everybody's jam. And I understand that, of course. So I got to give a big shout out to all the people that made this possible for beer donations, which today have turned into basically the Canadian version of a Bloody Mary, which I'll show you about when we get back in the tent, because this is pretty freaking cold out here. So all these people here have really made all this possible. We figured there'd be nobody else here. Somebody did pull up, and they're being quite patient with us with all these lights and cameras, pumpkins, and carrying on, etc. So we will head inside in a bit. I'm going to enjoy another step 2 out here, and we'll poke around a bit, maybe see what's happening out here, and cook up a good meal. And now you're camping with Steve. Exploratory night adventure in Creepy Town. What I really wanted to take a look at was this cook shack. It's been pretty severely vandalized, and some of it actually looks, I think this is a makeshift daycare, but we're gonna explore this tomorrow. And I got some washable marker. I might just great. Coyotes. I think it's about time to go make dinner and hunker down, so to speak. Just starting dinner, and nothing scarier than spam. And that's what we're going to eat. And we're going to make our Canadian Bloody Mary, which is we use gin, and instead of tomato juice, Clamato. And that's kind of what we do. We call it a Caesar here. So we're going to mix up some of that, get this guy going, and then we're going to be in business, and everything's going to be just fine. For this recipe, beautiful wife chopped up the spam into small particles, and wow, it smells like cat food. We're following a recipe, and the first step is to boil some pasta. So here you go. Third of a pound worth of pasta, I think. Put in as much as I can to water down the taste of what the Spam is smelling like right now. And some people may have fond associations with Spam. Unfortunately, for me, I really don't. So, it's boiling. And we'll continue on to step 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pasta's cooked. The next step of this recipe is you need a frying pan. So I'm going to whip it out. And a little butter. So I'm going to put a chunk or two on there. And if you're curious about this recipe for some reason, and I really don't know why you would be, but if you are, it is the only recipe on Google that mentions the words Spam and scallions. We don't have scallions due to the fact that our grocery stores are a little out of season on them. So we're just going to put some onions in here. So little onions, a little butter, and that's the way it all begins. Save some of these for an omelet in the morning. And then we're going to get to this cat food in a second. And, yeah. Here we go. I hate to admit it, but it smells pretty good. So the remaining ingredients I got to throw into the pan. Cat food Spam. Sticks to the plate. That's always a good sign. Always a good sign. Okay, cat food Spam. Red pepper flakes. I'll put in a pretty generous dash of that. And sugar, because we're caramelizing this stuff. And turn the heat down a little. And dump in a little sugar into there. We're going to mix this up and hope for the best, guys. Hope for the best. Your whole wife is just laughing. Okay. So what I need from you is the pasta and that water thing. That actually does not look very offensive, so I'm happy with this. And we got some pasta to throw in there that we cooked earlier, of course. All right, yeah, we cooked that a fair bit earlier. And good thing we got this pasta water to rehydrate this. Yeah. This is the camping meal of all time, featuring Spam, the questionable,
scariest,
spookiest campiest thing, but I took a little taste of it. Prepared like this, it wasn't too bad. So we will continue on with this guy. Kill it. Here we go. Beautiful wife has decided not to take a bite of this experimental, spammy, spooky dinner, but it's surprisingly good overall. I have no issues with this. I would make it again. Pleasant surprise. Dinner was surprisingly delicious. And of course, dessert is pumpkin pie. And we're about to give this slice of pumpkin pie a real dose of reality here. Now we're talking. See, that's what life is all about when you're hunkering down. Oh yeah, that's the way it should be. We're gonna hunker down, so to speak. And then in the morning, we're gonna check this place out a little bit more. Good morning. That was actually pretty warm last night. That bigger heater definitely did the job. I had to wake up and turn it down to half power. As a matter of fact, it was that toasty in there. So we made it through the night without a snake slithering in and biting us, without that other camper coming over to kill us. It was a fully successful night. And I'm going to check out the river down there. And I'm going to vandalize that camp shack with washable marker. I'll just put Steve hunker down or something. And we are just on the very corner. I think we're actually in Dinosaur Provincial Park. And that's a big thing around here because they find so many dinosaur fossils in this park. And the Drumheller is close by. I'm not sure if anybody's heard of these places, but there's a lot of dinosaur activity here. In fact, there's hundreds of dinosaurs per square inch in these valleys here. And they're constantly finding new dinosaurs all the time out here. So, a million years ago, there'd be some humongous, bloodthirsty, roving T-Rex just in the bushes back there, ready to come and gobble us up. But thankfully, we don't live in that prehistoric time. Out here, a lot of people are coming through. They seem to be rubber tramps or van lifers, people coming through, camping for free for the night. There's a lot of those in here for a good time. Oh, that's so inappropriate. But yeah, there's one over here. Actually, it's kind of cool. 1 year cancer free. That's awesome. So there's a lot of traveling through here, and time to put my mark.
Look.
Where? Oh, Supertramp was here, and Joe Homeless. Yeah, it seems to be a well-known little spot in the homeless traveling circuit. So I'm going to put, let's see. Okay, here we go. And plus wife. Oh. Beautiful. Beautiful wife. There we go. This is the whole reason Steveville even exists. There used to be a ferry right here going across the Red Deer River. And hundreds of people died trying to cross this river, probably. And then they put in a bridge, and that kind of killed the town. So next stop is a great little oasis spot that we found in the area. And we'll take a little peek at Dinosaur Park, but we're going to pack up and then go make our breakfast at another little park in Ghost Town area.
What the fuck is this?
Look at
It's not even
this.
fucking...
Litterbug